Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. So today we got something a little bit different. I'm going to be doing a quick little review of Warhammer Age of Sigmar Stormground. This is a brand new video game that's come out for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. It's the first sort of proper non-card game video game. I mean, it's still a turn-based system and all that, and we'll get talking about more of this in a second, but it's the first proper Age of Sigmar game that's not, Warhammer Underworlds or Warhammer Age of Sigmar Champions transferred into a video game. So, let's get chatting a little bit about it. This won't be too big a review. This will be just some of my impressions after playing it for a little bit last night and yesterday. I'd like to just give you all an idea of what to expect when you purchase the game. So, for me, the video game, it really focuses down on sort of three major things. It is very campaign focused at the time. There is a single player narrative campaign you can go through where you do have to start out as Stormcast Eternals and eventually follow through on all the different armies that are available. At current, there are only three: Stormcast Eternals, Nighthaunt, and the Maggotkin of Nurgle. You can play through each of these in sort of different campaigns, and during the campaigns you're effectively collecting resources and items and collecting new units as well that come and bring to the fight via some resource management, and if your units die you can bring them back via miracles, which are potentially hard to find throughout the campaign. However, if your hero falls, you effectively get knocked back to the start and have to start again. It is a turn-based strategy game, and there's a whole bunch of different sort of mechanics you can use where movement and high ground is really cool for increasing the range of your shooting units and slowing down movement as well, so you can use that to your advantage. You also have the ability of collecting both your resource and your items throughout the game with lore caches or weapon caches or stuff like that. On the battlefield you collect them, and if you win the battle you get to keep them. And you've got a bunch of different enemies that offer different sort of things to them as well. There are potentially some little bugs within the game at the moment. I have found that sometimes it has crashed in particular parts, or that some of the voice acting, while cool and all that, can get quite repetitive after a time. And the fact there's only three factions, I mean, an Age of Sigmar game, that's always going to be an issue because you have plenty of people that are not going to be affiliated with these particular factions and are not going to get quite as much enjoyment out of the game because of that. However, the game does look pretty enough. It's nothing too fantastic, but it looks nice. A lot of the models are really quite cool looking, and you'll notice it's stuff all from the video game, though you can make your Lord Celestin quite cool. There's quite a few upgrades for the Lord Celestin, as you can see in the picture here. You've got wings and stuff like that, and different parts you can sort of add to them, which is nice. And you've got different sort of armor options that are all mainly aesthetic choices, but that's really cool to add to that as well. The Stormcast do seem to be by far the most fleshed out race currently in it. There's no destruction race in it at the moment. There's only death, chaos, and order. But maybe that destruction is maybe a thing of signs to come, because we know we're getting a brand new destruction faction for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. So maybe that'll be the first expansion for the game. And hopefully there will be many more expansions to come for the game. It does have, like I said, a few little bugs. But it was fun enough. Whether or not it's quite at the fun level of the price that was paid for the game, I'm unsure. I do think it is a little steep for a turn-based strategy game. I understand a lot of work goes into video games regardless of how they are built, but for me, that was on the pricey side. Like, when I consider what I paid for this is the same as what I paid for a Pokemon game, for example, I got a lot more enjoyment and a lot more time spent out of my Pokemon game than I probably will out of Age of Sigmar Stormground. So for me, that's maybe an issue, is the price of it is maybe too steep considering where I consider it in the level of video games, but that is what it is. At current, the game does have the multiplayer sort of thing come down in the menu, though it's not currently live yet, and I think maybe this will offer something more. We're in a time where lockdowns are happening all over the world, and there might be time where Warhammer players don't get to quite play Warhammer, so having a Warhammer Age of Sigmar game that's multiplayer could be quite cool, I think. And I really look forward to seeing where multiplayer goes for this game, though it's not live yet. It'd be really interesting to know what it is. Is it verse? Is it cooperative? That'll be the thing. I mean, I'm going to assume it's not cooperative. I think this game definitely lends itself more to versing, and whether that'll be like true multiplayer will be 1 versus 1, or we have like 3-player games, or where we get more factions, or even with the same 3 factions, we'd be able to have like 4-player or more games. I think that'll be really where the game lies in its strength, and so I look forward to seeing where multiplayer can go for the game, because I think it's going to offer a lot of benefits to the game and to the community of Warhammer Age of Sigmar in general. Video games like this are always going to be a thing where we can draw in more people into Warhammer Age of Sigmar's fold and get more people playing the miniature game or painting models or enjoying the hobby in general, and Warhammer Age of Sigmar in general with us all. So it'll be really interesting where we go from here. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you did go and purchase the game, what did you think of it? How are you feeling about it? Are you hopeful for the future of it? Do you think it's got the potential to be something really interesting and cool? This will never replace miniatures for me. Miniatures is always going to be my main thing, but it's nice to have this sort of other thing that I can play in bed while I'm falling asleep or stuff like that. I've purchased it on my Nintendo Switch. I do think it's cool that it's gone to all consoles, that it's not just like a PlayStation exclusive or something like that, which is really cool. So it's on things like the Nintendo Switch, the PC, the computer, and the PlayStation and the Xbox, which is all cool. So it's on everything. Nintendo Switch is what I like to play on. It's easy to play in bed. And it's quite easy to pick up when I'm with my kids and stuff like that. So yeah, I'd be really interested to hear everyone else's thoughts on the video game, what you think of it, how you feel about it, what you want to see from it, because definitely it needs some improvements, I think, to really keep people engaged within the game. So let us know in the comments what you think of it and how you think you can improve upon, well, the company can improve upon the game to make it something that's going to stick around for the long haul. Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, if you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of the Sinful Gaming community, you can do so by following the link to our description in the video below. While you're on YouTube as well, why not go check out the featured channel section on my page, where you'll find a bunch of other fantastic Warhammer Age of Sigmar content creators putting out everything from battle reports, painting videos, tactical tutorials, and more besides that as well. Lastly though, we'd like to give a shout out to everyone who helps support the channel via Patreon and YouTube members. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, James, Soren, Chaos Spawn, AJC, Kenny Lyle, Outer and Shot First, James Crowder, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, Tim Newman, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Augustin Andreas, Lopez Diaz, and Anthony B. And thank you to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Fire Titan, Steve T, The Real Zeop, and Chris Wallace. Thank you all so much for your support. It means the absolute world to us. And if you'd like to help support the channel like these fine people do, you can do so by following one of the links to either Patreon or YouTube members in the description of the video as well. Thank you all for watching though. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay safe everyone, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.